Hello guys, welcome to Nascent Tutelage. In this video we'll be looking at product quality. Whenever we want to buy a new product, or when you go to a shop and you want to buy a product, you definitely want to be sure that that product is of quality. But the question is, how exactly do you know that particular product is of quality? Or what are the factors that determines the quality of a product, especially in a situation where you are not familiar with the product or the brand? To answer this question, we'll take a look at Garvin's dimension of product quality. He proposed a dimension or a criteria based on which we can determine the quality of a product. David Allen Garvin, he is called, was a professor of business administration at Harvard Business School, and he came up with the dimensions of quality, 8 dimensions of product quality. So there is the 8 dimensions. We have performance, features, reliability, conformance, durability, serviceability, aesthetics, and perceived quality or image. So we'll delve into each one of these dimensions, and I'm sure by the end of the video you'll be able to understand each of them properly. Before we even delve into the dimensions, please do subscribe to this channel. There are more videos that will come on various topics. Alright then, let's begin with the very first dimension, which is performance. And the performance characteristic describes a product's essential or primary function. So this is the performance is the basic function of a product, or if you buy a product, the essential, the purpose that that product is supposed to serve. For instance, if you buy a smartphone, that phone should be able to make calls and also browse the internet. These are some of the essential primary functions of a mobile phone. If you are to buy a car, the intended purpose of that car primarily is to be able to transport you from one place to the other. So then, performance characteristics are the features of a product that will give you a hint that this product will be able to perform its basic function. So you take a smartphone for instance, knowing well that a phone should be able to make calls and maybe browse and also browse the internet. Some of the characteristics of the phone that will give you a hint that it will be able to perform this intended or primary task is the data processing speed of the phone. So when you are buying a phone, to be sure that the phone will be able to perform at optimum level, you might look at the RAM, the random access memory, the size of it. So as you can see from this example, this is the latest version of one of the latest version of Samsung phone, Samsung S24, which has a random access memory of 12 gig. So with this feature, you are sure that the phone will be able to run at optimum level. So performance has to do with the characteristics of a product that helps you to know or to be sure that it will be able to perform its intended task. Alright, the next feature by Garvin is features. Yes, so features is the next dimension of quality. So this is related to performance. So feature has to do with the secondary aspects of performance. You know, we just said that performance has to do with the characteristic that will help the product to perform its primarily function. When we talk of features, we are looking at the characteristic that will help the product to perform its primary function. So feature has to do with secondary aspect of performance. To make it easier, I give you this example. If you take a car, for instance, we know that the primary function of the car is to be able to transport people from one place to the other. So that falls under performance features of a product. But when we come to the features itself, we are looking at what will help that car to be able to transport people from one place to the other. So features like GPS, where the car will be able to navigate in locations that the driver is not familiar with. We are looking at dashboard camera. This is a camera that is installed with. These are some of the cameras that are on modern cars at the back and in front, and it helps the driver to be able to reverse and also see what is happening around to ensure safety. So these features help the car to be able to transport people from one place to the other. It's not like if that features are not there, the car will not be able to transport. It will be able to transport. But then these features are secondary because it aids the device or the car to be able to perform its primary function. So it's a bit related to performance, but it has to do with secondary characteristics of a product. So to ensure a product is of quality, you can also look at the features. Same applies for a smartphone. Features such as fingerprint, high resolution camera help the device to perform its primary function. The next dimension that you can look at when you are buying a product is serviceability. So when we talk of serviceability, we are looking at the ease at which a user can repair a damaged or faulty product. So it can also be measured as in the amount of time or effort that it takes to get a product repaired. So when we talk of serviceability, we are looking at how easy it is for you to get your product running as and when it becomes faulty. As you can see in this picture, we have a toolkit. Most heavy duty machines comes with this toolkit. For instance, maybe a washing machine, other industrial machines comes with this toolkit, so that in case you buy the product and there is a fault, being it minor fault or a major fault, you can just reach out to this toolkit and pick a device that will help you to repair the product and get it back to running, so you don't have to stress. So if you are buying such device, you might be looking at this dimension of serviceability. Okay, so we move on to aesthetics, another dimension of product quality. So when we talk of aesthetics, we are looking at the appearance of a product. This includes the physical appearance. So basically, we are looking at the physical appearance of the product, how the product is packaged, how it has been designed, and how it has been presented on the market for customers. It's often perceived that quality products are, there's a lot of time that is spent in making quality. So products that are of quality are worked on for a long time before they are put on the market. So the design is very important. A product that is properly designed, well packaged, is a sign that that product is of quality. The appearance of the product, how have they designed it, how have they presented it on the market, is a sign. If enough time had been taken to work on that product, it will reflect on how it appears on the market. So for instance, as you can see with this example, this is an iPhone 15, and it has been well worked on. You can see the design is very appealing because it's a high quality product. A lot of time had been taken for them to come out with this unique design, a sign that this product or this iPhone is of quality. So when you're buying a product, a dimension or an aspect, a criteria that you might look at that will give you a sign or a clue that that product is of quality is the design or the aesthetics perspective of the product. Just as this one, the way it is well designed is a hint that that product is of quality. Widely because enough of time had been spent to come out with this unique design, and also because of the cost that comes with it in designing it is of high quality. But a product that is not of quality, they won't spend enough time on it. They just make it anyhow and present it on the market. So aesthetics is another dimension of quality. Okay, durability. When we talk of durability, we are looking at the lifespan of a product. How long it will take for you to use a product before that product gets worn out completely, such that you won't be able to use it again. So when you're buying a product, if that product is of quality, you want to know how long would I be able to use this microwave I'm going to buy. How long is it going to last me? This mobile phone, how long is it going to last me? Perhaps 2 years, 3 years. You want to be sure, so it gives you that assurance that if I buy this mobile phone for the next 2 years or 3 years, I'm not buying a new one. So you are looking at the aspect of durability. You're not just looking at the design of it. That's the aesthetic perspective. In this perspective, you are looking at how long it will take. So for durability, this aspect is saying that a high quality product lasts long or has a long lifespan. That's what the durability is about. We take a look at this example of a deep freezer. So when you are buying a deep freezer, you want to know the lifespan of a deep freezer, because deep freezer is not that cheap. It's very exorbitant, very expensive. So when you're buying a deep freezer, you want to be sure that it will last long, because you can't be buying a fridge every month. So this is a dimension that you can look at to be sure it is of quality, such as buying a product as in deep freezer, a microwave, a heater. You are not looking at the aesthetic aspect of it. You can consider the aspect of durability to be sure that you will not be buying this every month, but rather to be able to last you. That's it for durability, the lifespan of a product. If it has a long lifespan, then it is of quality. If it does not, it is not of high quality. Okay, perceived image is also another dimension. Perceived image of a product. This dimension is more relevant when you are buying a product that you are not too sure of, or you are not certain of, maybe the brand, or say you are buying it online and you are not sure, or you've not used that product before. How does it feel to wear this dress? Or if I buy this lotion, how is it going to go? So perceived image is another dimension that you want to look at when you are buying a product. When we talk of perceived image, we are looking at the overall opinion of others towards a product. So people that they have used that product, what are they saying? What is their perceived image? You take a product like Pepsodent. It has a positive image to the extent that people go to any shop or a mart, and they want to buy toothpaste, and it just comes out naturally. Instead of saying I want to buy toothpaste, they say I want to buy Pepsodent, and maybe they intended Colgate or other brands. So perceived image is another perspective. As you can see, the rating. helps with um, identifying the perceived image of a product, especially when you're buying something online and you want to know how that product is. The rating will help you. Where satisfied or dissatisfied customers will share their views on how that product is. Those who have used it, how do they feel about it? Their opinions will help you to make informed decision about the product you want to buy. So another dimension you can look at to be sure that a product is of quality is the dimension of perceived image, where you try to look at the opinion of other customers towards a product so that can help you to make informed decisions as to whether you are going to go ahead and buy that product or you will just move on because the opinion of people towards that product is not a good one. Then there is reliability, yet another dimension. Reliability. So reliability is the probability that a product will continuously work normally over a stipulated period of time under certain conditions. So reliability, very similar to durability, but distinct in some extent. So reliability is the probability, the assumption that when I buy this device, it should last me 6 months, it should last me 5 years. That's what we are talking about. This is also another dimension of determining the quality of a product. When you take a car, for instance, the assumption is that when you buy a new car, at least 5 years should not be short of a time. The car should be able to last you more than 5 years. It is a sign that it is of quality. Buying a car that breaks down every now and then, a car that spends almost all of its time at the mechanic shop, is not a sign of a quality product. So reliability is another dimension, a criteria that can be looked at in determining the quality of a product, where there are perceived or there are assumptions about a product being able to last for a period of time. You can also take a look at the example of a mouse, a computer mouse. People working on the computer. When such a person is going to buy a computer mouse, the person might not be looking at the dimension of aesthetics. The person might not be looking at the dimension of what do you call it? The person might not be looking at the dimensions, but rather that person will be looking at the dimension of reliability. Oh, because I'm going to use this mouse, this computer mouse, almost every day, the person should be able to be sure that this mouse pad will last at least this number of years. So reliability is another dimension. That is the assumption that a product will continue to work normally over a specific interval of time. Okay, then we look at conformance of a product. It also determines whether a product is of quality or not. Conformance is the degree to which a product conforms to specifications or standards. So before every product or any product comes on the market, there are pre-existing or predetermined standards that the manufacturer of that product must comply with. There are also regulatory bodies that determine or ensure that products have been vetted and approved before they are placed on the market. So conformance is key in determining the quality of a product. If a product is of quality, it should have been endorsed by, say, the Food and Drug Authority, because they have spelled out a criteria. They have spelled out codes of conduct that manufacturers must comply with before they bring on board any product. So when you're buying a product and you see a stamp of the Food and Drug Authority, you are certain that this product is of quality. You might not know the brand of that product, but seeing the endorsement of a higher authority, you are certain that this product is of quality because those institutions or regulatory bodies vet the manufacturers of these products before they grant them the go ahead to put the product on the market. So conformance is also a determinant of a quality product. If a product conforms to standards that has been spelled out, definitely that product is of quality. Also soon we've looked at all the 8 aspects of, or the 8 dimensions of product quality, the criteria based on which we can say or answer a question that how do we know that this product is of quality. If you want to know as and when a product is of quality: performance of the product, features, reliability of the product, conformance to pre-existing standards, the durability of the product, the serviceability of the product when it gets faulty, the aesthetics of the product, that's the appearance that the product beholds, and the perceived quality, what people are saying about that product. These are the 8 dimensions based on which one can be able to determine whether a product is of quality or not, as propounded by Garvin in 1994. Okay, so that's it for our video lesson today. We will be looking at the service dimension of quality in our subsequent videos. So this was on the product dimension. We'll also be looking at service dimension. Organizations that they are into services, they provide services either than products. What dimensions or criteria has been spelled out for you to determine whether their services are of quality? You can look out for that one in our subsequent video. But before that, then, this is a popular question that comes in the exams. As you prepare for your examination, you might want to look at this question. Should any question be asked on the dimensions, you might frame it this way: how can Garvin's dimension of product be applied to the success of, say, a manufacturing company? So with this question, you just analyze all the 8 dimensions and you add the importance of complying with these dimensions in order to satisfy customers. That way you'll be able to answer the question. So for instance, if you take the dimension of conformance, you explain what conformance is, and then you tell us that the manufacturing organization should conform to pre-existing standards. So as they conform to pre-existing standards, they become endorsed, and when customers see that they've been endorsed, definitely they will be seen as having quality product. Same can be done with all the other 7 dimensions. Thank you for your time. See you soon.